For me, the biggest culture shock I had when I visited America for the first time was honestly the accents. Because, we watch so much American TV here in the UK and American movies. Like when you finally get to America and everybody sounds like what you've seen on TV, I'm telling you, it is such a unique experience. It's almost like you're in a bit of a dream state, because it's like you've kind of stepped into the movies. You've stepped into the TV shows that I used to like binge watch. It was such a surreal experience. And there must be other things. There was definitely other culture shocks as well. I think another culture shock was probably just how big the roads were and how big the cars were. My family hired like a big van. I think it was a Chrysler Voyager. Yeah. Big minivan. Couldn't believe how big it was. It was just enormous.
Americans, my honest opinion of Chicago after visiting it for the first time
I want to go to Chicago
yesterday.
so bad.
And let me just start off by saying the comments that we got when we said we were going to Chicago were all negative. Lots of people saying, don't go. And honestly, guys, it may have been one of the best cities I have ever visited. It blew my mind. The architecture in that city is like something I have never seen before. It must be one of the most visually spectacular cities in the world.
Really?
Seriously.
Chicago? I didn't know Chicago was known for its architecture.
Unbelievable. I loved it there. Every 2 minutes, my head was just on a swivel. I was like, wow, look at that building, look at that building, look at that building. It was amazing. If you ever get the chance to go to Chicago, please do. Don't listen to other people's reviews on it. Go and find out for yourself, because me and Shana thought it was one of the best cities we have ever visited, and we only scratched the surface. One of the most amazing things, though, is just the architecture. Every single building is so unique and so special in its own right. My neck is hurting from the amount of looking up I did.
Yeah, I think the skyline in Chicago is really good. And to be honest, I do really want to try one of those deep dish pizzas. They're like 2-3 inches thick.
Chicago, what a treat. Thank you.
I'm a Brit living in America, but these are some of the things that are normal to Americans, but a little bit weird for us Brits. Number one, how much Americans love their country.
Yeah.
Go America.
Wow.
Number two is that
I've never seen that before. This star thing, pretty cool.
Country. Go America. Number two is that British people think Americans have so much freedom, but actually there's a lot of rules here.
Really?
Including things like HOA. If you leave your decorations up 2 days too late, HOA letter.
What? The HOA will send you a letter for leaving what, Christmas decorations up like too late? That's insane. That's not true, is it?
If you've got something in your front yard that they don't like, HOA letter. Meanwhile, in the UK, your next door neighbour Dave leaves his broken washing machine outside his front yard for months. No one says anything. Where here, you'd be fined. And to add to that, you only have to look at the front yards and everything is absolutely spotless. Everything is very clean. I've never seen a cigarette butt. I've never seen trash on the floor. Another thing that isn't as normal to us Brits, but here in America it's so normal, is all the drive-thrus. I'm not gonna lie, I've become very reliant on drive-thrus now, and I always choose to go through a drive-thru.
Even though the drive-thru is really convenient, I worry that I'd become too reliant on them and I just would walk less. And if I walk less, I'm gonna get bigger and bigger. So, the drive-thrus everywhere, they're kind of like a blessing in disguise, aren't they?
Rather than go inside. I think there's this misconception with America, and I'm definitely seeing it with the World Cup, how much people actually are really enjoying it and how much America has to offer. If you'd like to see more videos as a Brit living in America, let me know.
I'm a Brit staying in the US. I have been here for a month now. I have 2 weeks left, but I thought I would do some culture shocks that I did not realize would be a culture shock to me because I thought I knew enough about America. One thing is tipping culture in coffee shops. I understand servers, understand that they don't get paid minimum wage, so they need the tips to live on. I will not be tipping you at a coffee shop. Sorry, that might be an unpopular opinion, but I just do not think that it's worth a 20% tip.
So at coffee shops, are you expected to leave a tip to the barista, even though you've stood at the counter, paid for the coffee and then took the coffee back to your table or, takeaway? You still have to tip? Really?
Another thing which I was aware of but I didn't realize would take some getting used to is sales tax. Seeing the price of something and then going to the till and there being an increase and you just not knowing what that increase is takes some getting used to. That is so strange. I really wish they just included sales tax so you knew what you were paying. for an item in a store. Another thing, and these go hand in hand, is one, stop the four-way stop signs and the first person who gets there goes. I think that's just a car crash waiting to happen. Secondly, turning right on red lights. Yeah. And some of them, they had to put a sign saying no turn right on red. Like,
yeah, we don't have turn right on red here at all.
Why can you not just have an arrow that turns green when you can turn right? Like, I just don't understand. Lastly, your amazing, huge bathroom gaps. What is that? I think it's so stupid.
I'm a Brit living in Las Vegas, and these are the biggest culture shocks I've experienced in my neighborhood.
Can someone explain to me why I have to walk all the way down the street to get my mail?
Hold on, why doesn't... Because I thought American houses had a mailbox in front of them usually. This is new. I've never seen this before. How common is this in America, guys?
It's all put in this little mailbox here, and you have a key for your number.
And one thing I don't remember ever seeing in neighborhoods in England was fire hydrants, but this one here is actually in my front garden. Now, we do live in an HOA neighborhood, which means everybody's front lawns are gorgeous. There's no weeds, you have to have a certain number of plants, your trees can't be dead, and if you don't abide by the rules, you get fined.
Wow.
But that does mean that the whole street looks really, really nice all the time.
Now, please remember we live in the desert, so not many people have grass, and if they do, it's normally fake.
In our neighborhood, as part of the HOA rules, you're also not allowed to park on the street overnight. If you do, your car can get towed.
What? This is crazy. These HOAs are moving mad. So you can't park your own car on the street. But what if you haven't got enough parking space for the amount of cars that you have in your family? What do? Like, are you meant to park a mile away from your house?
Which means there's never any random cars just parked on the street. And if palm trees count as a culture shock, we have them in abundance.
And baby palm trees.
Now, I do live in a gated community, so there's a gate where you drive in at the front, but then also there's several other gates throughout the neighborhood that are pedestrian, and they go out onto these walking trails. There's also not a single brick house in my entire community.
Wow. They do look nice though, those houses.
That's for dog bin and free poo bags, just like on the street in here. And this is so cool. We have a pool and a hot tub that anyone that lives here can use.
Oh my God, I would be in that every single day. Every day.
In England, I'm so used to seeing terraced houses or semi-detached, but in this part of our neighborhood, every single house is a detached house, which they call a single family home. And the biggest shock of all is that from our street, you can actually see the Las Vegas Strip.
Really?
I genuinely think that
that would be fun. I'd love to see. Oh, but then I'd probably gamble more.
a lot of people in the UK don't have a grasp of how big the US is or how disconnected we are as a country. I go to university in the UK, but a couple of my friends were talking about coming and visiting me over summer. And over summer, I am in rural northern Michigan, like up here, rural northern Michigan. We're in the middle of nowhere. And they were talking, they were like, oh, like maybe we could fly into Chicago, and then would it be easier for us to take the bus or the train to you? Which, first of all, so sweet. And I was like, oh, well, like, there's not really a bus or a train. And they were like, oh, okay, can we take like a ferry? I was like, no, we're gonna drive. Like, you could fly, but like, I'm gonna drive. It is gonna take like 5 hours for me to come get you.
Jeez, 5 hours. America is massive. Honestly, I keep forgetting because the scales are just different. Like, a 5 hour drive almost gets you from the bottom of England to the top. Like, I'm not even kidding.
But I'll drive. And that was the first part. And then we were talking about what we might do while they were there. And they were like, oh, well, like, maybe we could go to New York City. And I was like, yeah, maybe. And they were like, yeah, we could do like a day trip. From rural Michigan to New York City.
Dude, how long would that take? How long would that take?
So sweet.
I've got to talk about a few things that I've seen since being in Michigan. Now let me get this straight. In the UK, if it snows, we're shutting the schools down. We're panic buying bread. We're building Noah's Ark. Oh, not out here in the Midwest. Oh yeah, it's minus 18. The roads are ice and visibility is a myth. Anyway, should we go to Target? What? There was a man shoveling yesterday while it was actively snowing. That's not a chore. That's arguing with God. And the snow, it's stacked. It's the only place I've ever seen that organises their snow. In Britain, the snow falls, we panic. Over here, put it over there. That's the snow area.
It's because we barely get snow anymore. Like, honestly, we barely get snow anymore. It used to snow at Christmas. Now it doesn't anymore.
I watched a man brush snow off his car for 45 minutes, only to then drive into more snow. That's not transport, that's performance art. And everybody out here just says, it's not that cold. My face is falling off. The air hurts here. The wind has an attitude. And the driving out here. Let me just explain what driving in the Midwest is like right now. The sky is white. The ground is white. The road, yep, it's white. We are driving in Microsoft Word. So yeah, Michigan winter, beautiful, magical, but it will try to end you.
Surprising things about America. Part 2. Geography. The subject doesn't exist in schools in America.
What? Hang on, Americans, you definitely study geography, don't you? You definitely do. I'm sure you do.
Like, what? Maybe that's why their world geography is sometimes a little iffy. No tea, no shade.
God.
I'm just saying. Toilet bowls. They have so much water in them. A fish would drown. Funny. Male greetings. Instead of like a normal handshake or a hug, the guys do really confusing but cool handshakes. It's something like that, and then like, I just want to be a part of something, you know? Iced coffee. Americans drink it all year round. Snow on the ground, iced coffee.
I could do with a nice coffee right now, please.
Blizzard, iced frickin' coffee. Price tags. The price on an item is never what it actually is at checkout.
Oh yeah,
it's always
sales
more
tax.
because the price tag doesn't include tags. USA, why you do this? I thought I had enough money, but now I don't. Passports. Loads of states don't accept foreign IDs. So people like me have to carry around our passport with our visa in it to clubs and bars. I am 21.
Hang on a minute. So nightclubs and bars in America don't take a UK driver's license. It's an official document.
It's like a terrifying extreme sport, but I'm pretty good at it.
In light of me flying back to America this week, here are some American things that frustrate me as an Aussie. The first one being the format of the date. The amount of times I've written it wrong while I'm in the States is ridiculous. It makes zero sense to me as to why they'd put the month first.
Yeah, why wouldn't you start with the smallest and get bigger? Day, month, year.
Could you say like the 5th of January or the 6th of November? You say the date first. So like, ugh. Makes things very confusing on documents. Next is Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Like
we use
75
Celsius
degrees
here.
Fahrenheit, what? Moving right along, this one's definitely relevant as I'm a runner, but miles. The freak is a mile, bro. Like doing 3 miles, 4.8k, just round up to 5. Pounds is a big one. When we live,
pounds, ounces, quarts, like, yeah, what? Just grams, kilos, tons. Just makes it's cleaner. 1,000 grams is a kilo. 1,000 kilos is a ton. 1,000 tons is a megaton, and so on and so on.
in the gym, I have no clue what I'm lifting. Like 15 pounds, what is that? 6 kilos? I almost just always go half, like I just half it. And last one is the bread. Ugh.
Actually, I think 1,000 kilos, 1,000 tons is a kiloton, I think.
It's diabolical. It's so bad. I know there's bakeries, and I always go to a bakery to get like nice bread when I'm in America. But in Australia, you can just walk into like any grocery store and they have beautiful like sourdough or packaged bread just on the shelf that doesn't taste like cake. With all this said, there is a bunch of great things in America, but these are just some of my champagne problems.
Champagne problems, for sure. I mean, there's always going to be, you know, cultural differences. Like, even if you've got two countries that are super similar, you know, the UK and the US, Australia and the US, there's always going to be little things that are done differently. And to be honest, most of the things mentioned in this video are pretty harmless. The month, day thing, you know, in terms of the date format, once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. It did confuse me a lot at first because I used to read a lot of forums back in the day, and I used to get the dates really confused, like, because I used to think there's no 14th month. Like, what am I reading? Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you did, check out this video right here and hit the join button below. See you there.